people are beginning to panic. And crisis is any situation, circumstance, or condition that affects your environment and your life over which you have no control. They're losing their jobs, losing their houses, losing their 401ks. They are losing their savings. They are having to abandon their businesses, and they have no control over it. And so they feel like the whole world is imploding on them. And that's called a crisis. Crisis is not as negative as you think it is. Whenever God wanted to do something powerful or great, he didn't only look for crises, he created them. For example, when God wanted to promote...
God created crisis.
Yes. Matter of fact, the word crisis is a word that we created. We use it to describe things we cannot understand or cannot control. We invented the word crisis. God never calls anything a crisis. So our semantics, our terminologies are the problem. Whatever you call a thing, that is what it is to you. So if you call it a crisis, then it controls your response to it. In the Word of God, God never calls anything a crisis. Case in point. Let's think about Daniel and the lion's den. If you were threatened today to be thrown into a cave of wild lions, you would call that a crisis. But God was relaxed because God set up the whole thing. He actually designed the whole environment for Nebuchadnezzar and all of that to prove that you can turn lions into a sleeping mat. Another thing about a crisis, the only thing you are known for in life are the things you overcame.
Boy, that is
crisis is the recording of history. We put it another way. History is a record of crises. You only know people because of crisis. Martin Luther King Jr., we know him because of the crisis he went through. Nelson Mandela, it was the crisis. These are unknown people without crisis. Let's go back to Abraham. It was a crisis. Barren, not even have a child, that's a crisis. How about Daniel? How do we know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Yeah.
These were unknown Jewish boys, but a fiery furnace made them famous. This is the hour right now where what you're going through, God has allowed it so that you can never be forgotten in history. You know, what made Jesus famous? It was a crisis. A cross became a crisis, and now we can't forget him. So crises are simply situations that either God created or God allows to prove that he is bigger than circumstances and to also make sure that history can't forget you.